Hi guys, Lovebooktrianglelindsey here, and this is Signed Books Series 6, books that I am dying to have signed. I'm going to start off with Restore Me by Tahereh Mafi, and it's not necessarily that I want this book 4, signed. I would start with the first one, Shatter Me, but she is one that I've really wanted to meet for a long time, and I think she might have been at BookCon when I went years ago, but just didn't work out with the schedule because you could only have one author that you were able to go to per signing period. I just really enjoy her Shatter Me series, and I would love to have all of them signed, and these are some of my all-time favorite covers. I just love how gorgeous they are with the different eyes and the different detail that they put into them, and I would just love to be able to meet her one day to get these signed. Another author I would like to meet is Melissa de la Cruz. I really enjoy her Isle of the Lost and other books in this series because it has to do with Disney, and I love Disney and I love villains, especially Disney villains. So it would be super cool to be able to meet her to get this series signed. Now, going back to the classics, I think it would be so awesome to get the Harry Potter series signed. I mean, I'm sure there's tons and tons of you out there who are thinking along the same lines as me who would love to get this series signed. I mean, do I really need that more of an explanation? It's just such a magical world. I love the books, I love the movies, I have so many pops with Harry Potter, and now I'm really enjoying the spin-offs with Newt, and Harry Potter. Would love to get this signed one day. That would be so awesome. I know that's probably going to be impossible, but never say never. I think it would also be cool to have the Hunger Games signed. Again, series that I've really enjoyed, and if you watch one of my other videos, I believe it's book series I haven't finished yet. I have never read the Hunger Games. Saw the movie, then I read Catching Fire, and then I read Mockingjay because I had to know what happened next. I did not go back to read this one, so should do that one of these days. But I just really love the other two books, and I just love the movies so much. I think it would be really cool to get this series signed because I love them. And again, going back to a classic one more time, some of you maybe are rolling your eyes, but hey, I like what I like. I'm not ashamed of it. New Moon Twilight series by Stephanie Meyer. New Moon is one of my favorites because I am Team Jacob, and he is focused on a lot in this book, but of course I would love to have the whole series signed one day because I really do enjoy Twilight. No matter how many times Bella may annoy me or anything like that, but I would really like to have the series signed because once again, not only do I like the books, I really like the movies. Then there's two authors in general I would just love to have more of their stuff signed, and one of them is J Maas, and I haven't read this one yet, but it was just easier to grab off my shelf. And if you've heard me talking about before, maybe you know, it is harder to get things by Sarah signed because she has a problem and she can only sign so many things because I believe it's her wrist, something in her hand, and she can only sign so many books at a time, otherwise it's really going to bother her. So when I did meet her the one time, I was able to get one of my books signed, and at the event I went to, she had a stamp you could have stamped in your books, but I had made a canvas for authors to sign out as well, so she stamped that. But the stamp, I was like one of the first people to have it on a canvas, and it didn't really work that well, so she wrote her initials then on it. Was like, oops, sorry. So technically I got two things signed by her. She is going to have those limits, and she is a hot commodity, so she is also harder to get to, and I just didn't like the stamp as much for in the book because to me it's just not the same as getting her signature in the book. I mean, I love the stamp for my canvas, that's really cool, but I would rather have her signature in the book. And I did pre-order a Catwoman book, so that has her signature in it. But again, this is going to be an author who's going to have so many books, especially with the Throne of Glass series and then her Court series, and it's going to be harder and harder to obtain her signature. So maybe one day I'll get some more signed by her. Then lastly, what I'm going to show you is just, this again was easier to grab off my bookshelf versus moving all my pops and all my other stuff, but it's actually a book sleeve for Clockwork Princess, and I just like it because this edition had a whole family tree in it, so that was pretty cool. I actually have the paperback editions of these, but then at Half Price Books they had this hardcover edition, and the collector's first edition, and I really wanted the family tree, so I got that for cheap, so it worked out nicely. But I really would like to meet Cassandra Clare more because I just love her Shadowhunter world and everything she does with it, and I've only got one thing signed by her because, again, limits and just all this other stuff. This one I would just love to meet again. She was so nice, and I love her work, so of course I would want to get more stuff signed by her. Those are some of the big authors that I would like to meet, so I could tell them how much I enjoy their work and have the opportunity to get their work signed. So tell me down below who are some authors that you are just dying to meet and you want to express how much you enjoy their writing and you would just love to have a book signed by them sitting on your shelf. Alright guys, till next time. Bye.